Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah. Ooh, yes, here we go. We hopped up on that bus. Bert, chill, Hight, Raji and Law, we crushing friendly Gus. Bulldog vision, all these boys see is red. What a crappy life, R.I.P. Ed. Hight's GMC, you're collecting all the dust. We want the smoke, so come fired up with us. That boy MT, yeah, he always causing problems. Okay, you a goon, Hight, looking like a goblin. Never met a dude like Mitch, so proud. Can't hear a thing cause he always talking loud. Chill, swear he fire, but that hangout time is weak. He really just blow that he need a hair piece. Yeah, I'm back now, yeah, they call me Big Raji. Yeah, but sometimes in they cut, they call me Bevo Lottie. We stay with the facts that you know we gon' discuss. Fussing or fighting, yeah, we get up on that bus. Yeah.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. You just heard it here first. That is the first ever Raji intro for the new Big Ugly Sports crew. Now that we've added Law, man, that was great. That's the first time Law and Hight had heard it.
Oh, man.
My name is Chill. We are the Big Ugly Sports Show, brought to you by Premier Properties. For those of you that are listening, super excited today. We're going to talk about a little bit about it more as we get started, but we are on TV 35 today, so we're fired up about that. Let's see who else we've got in here with us this morning. Sitting to my right, he is a UGA graduate and a die-hard dog. He can make a bottle of mouthwash stink. His bottom row's seen better days, ladies and gentlemen. He is the pride of Buddy Johnson Road, Adam Hight Hightower.
What's up, fellas? Hey, thank you for sharing that with us in the world.
You're welcome.
We need more of that, for sure.
He's available to be signed.
Was that freestyle?
No.
Did he freestyle it?
Sitting to his right, ladies and gentlemen, he's a Seminole for life. He's got a gullet that can store food for days at a time. His diaper needs changing regularly. He's got a tick-like slice and napkins for hands. He's big. He's sloppy. He is Big Raji.
What's up, guys? Yeah, I think that my favorite part of the whole thing was the looking like a goon.
Goblin.
It's like a goblin.
And then sitting across from him all over here to my left, he had a cup of coffee in the Marines. He loves to talk over people. He survives off of 5-hour energy shots. The people of Dexter, Georgia have mixed feelings about him. We're talking about Mitch, the Bus Lawhorn.
I like it.
Is that better? Okay, I took scum out.
I did. I like it.
Well, I didn't want the people on 35 to hear you refer to it as a scum.
It's like Raji. It's like Raji's and Hight's. It's all a little true.
Everything that previously was on there was a little true.
No.
Some of it was actually a lot of true.
I was about to say, some would say even more true. Before we even get started, those of you that are tuning in to us, make sure you click in the bottom of the screen the subscribe button on the YouTube page. Be sure, wherever you're listening, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, TV 35, whatever, make sure to subscribe and give us a follow. All right, guys. Hey, big news this morning as we are coming on at, obviously we're doing this Tuesday morning, early before school, but this Saturday, I wish I had a drum roll on here. This Saturday, we are debuting on our new time slots on TV 35 at 6 a.m. and 12 noon. So if you're not an early riser and you miss us at 6, catch us at 12 noon. So
that's
TV 35.
That's a prime slot right there.
Hey, let's give the Bus. We deserve a round of applause on that. It's a big step for us. We've been doing this for about a year. Coming up on our 1-year anniversary here shortly. So
Our first episode was titled Step for Heisman. And almost came true.
Some would say it should have.
Someone say.
But we are super excited. We're thankful for Mr. Ron Deal, TV 35, everybody over there for giving us this opportunity. Hey, and as we dive into football season, what better time to hear some experts talk about the picks of the week before?
We are definitely that, experts.
So
my day, my week even, it just can't get any better after hearing that. I didn't expect it coming in. And
That's good.
It was so smooth, like, you're one of the top 5 best all time.
And I'll give
I'm
you
still
this.
inside.
And I'll give you this. We came in here yesterday and
In the lab,
we got in the studio, and he wrote the beat he wrote the song within 10 minutes. I mean, it was just natural.
It's a natural gift.
And then he finds a beat royalty free beat, and he just spits it. And I mean, did it take? Let's just call it 10 takes, probably. But the first one we did took probably 40. So
At least.
It was good, very good.
Did we record maybe Roja?
We couldn't. We got to talk about that off there. We had some things that me and Raji felt
too far over the line.
Yeah, it could be. There's a line. And now that we're going, especially now that we're going on 35, and other viewers are going to hear it.
I already know right off the top of my head.
It wasn't in a profanity laced way, but it was just some things that were said. People could get their feelings hurt. So, yeah,
It was an
could be
all-time
taken.
banger though.
it was. I heard the lyrics. They were prime time, and the better lyrics were the ones that we were not sure if they were safe for.
Well, I say, my philosophy.
It's easier.
You ain't trying to say nothing.
When in doubt, just throw it out there and see what happens.
But yes, it's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission. I've learned that through my 40.
I learned that from you as well.
44 years of life right here. It's a lot easier. Don't ask. Just do it. And then be like, oh, I didn't know I couldn't do it.
And, when things are funny, people tend to not be as mad about, like.
Well,
Hey, we'll tell you
it
what-
all depends
we'll
on
tell
who
you
takes it as funny. It all depends on.
We didn't.
That's
we-
true.
we will take it as
I
funny.
have experienced a little bit of that, a little backlash over
If
funny
I'm the
stuff.
only one that thinks it's funny, it's not going to go over.
The masses would think that song is hilarious.
And we didn't disregard the lyrics or discard the lyrics.
We may have to make a few adjustments.
And we can always
some
revisit.
amendments.
Yeah.
But I know Eddie Floyd personally, Eddie Floyd the fourth, he has told me personally he can't wait to hear it. So
Well, we've got a couple of
that's
tracks.
true story.
Listen, we've got a couple of
he
tracks.
hadn't read the lyrics.
No, he's not.
No,
We've
he
got a-
has not.
We've got a couple of tracks, that we've made that's just for us. So it could be, even if anything, it's one that we could have. So
Well, it's going to be on the album whenever it gets released.
that's true. That's true. All right.
Mike Will made it.
First thing we're going to talk about as we get started this morning, let's dive into it. We're coming off of Florida State, big signing of KJ Bolden, a 5-star guy that a lot of people thought were going to Georgia to really bolster that class.
Even more importantly, West Lawrence, future West Lawrence alum, also signed.
Yeah,
Jaden
we
Todd.
said that last week, though.
I mean, I know,
But, yeah, I
even
mean,
more.
He committed. He
Even
ain't signed
more.
yet.
Yeah,
He's
he committed.
committed. No,
So-
signing period's not here yet.
That's right.
So, Raji,
That's not-
is FSU back? That's what I want to ask. And I mean that.
When you say, what is your meaning of back? Like they're going to be contending every single year for a national title. Like,
I don't know what
with
is
the
back?
new playoff
I mean,
system, I think
I would say
Very
back would
likely.
mean every year, every 3 years in the national title hunt, but in between those years, top 10 team.
I would say top 15. I think this year,
Okay, they're not back then.
I would say this year they are putting all the eggs in their basket. I think if they're going to play for a national title for the next 3 years, this is going to be it.
Yeah.
Now, I think the next year, I think that they, it's going to depend too what happens with conference realignment, where they end up going.
They don't want to be in the SEC.
Well, the SEC doesn't want them.
Well, that's good for
I
Florida.
mean, there's no reason for the SEC to want Florida State.
See,
Like,
I had read that the SEC was interested in
Why wouldn't they want them? I mean,
Well, I just think that you already got Florida there. I mean, you've already got Alabama, Auburn, Georgia. So
But
if there's not where Florida State's located, it's not a huge market in Tallahassee.
I would counter, and I understand what you're saying, and I don't discredit that. But what I would counter with is that FSU is a big time brand in college football and has been since the '80s, and so.
We'll see. I mean, Missouri. I think
it
was
would
it
make sense
Missouri?
for the
Who's it?
SEC to want a
Missouri and
team
somebody
like
are
that.
leaving.
Andy.
Yeah,
Man,
it seemed like
is there
Talked about
credibility? I mean, is that
I've just heard that they were.
yeah.
where are they going and why are
They're
they
going
leaving?
to the Big 12. I think if they leave.
I mean,
But
wouldn't you leave if you were them, though?
No, have you seen the revenue sharing in the SEC?
Yeah, but they probably want to try to win a little bit, too.
They win in other sports, and football is, they're not a football school.
Anyways, to go back to answer the question, I think that this class that they're putting together is going to be. I think they're going to end up getting Jeremiah Smith, who's the number one.
Is that the receiver?
Yeah, I think they're going to end up getting
The
him.
Ohio State guy?
What about the linebacker that's committed to Georgia? Is he flipping his teammates?
Yeah, but he's not. He's next year's class. He's
Okay.
not this year.
Gotcha.
But I think if they can put classes like what they got this year together, I think within the next 5 to 6 years, I think they'll be a top.
But the question's still going to remain, and I don't mean this as a shot, but
Sure you do.
I don't mean that
But
as a
one
shot,
thing-
but it's going to be a shot.
But one thing you've
I ain't trying to say
and he ain't had time yet. Norvell ain't, Norvell Brown ain't been there a long time yet. But at Georgia, it's when they get there, they're getting a lot better as they get there. Is that going to happen at Florida State? Are these classes they're getting? They're going to be able to make them
Yeah.
great.
Think about what Norvell came into. He came into a team that didn't make a bowl game. They were 3-6 during COVID. Then they improved again, which is not a whole lot of improvement, to 5-7, and then went from 5-7 to 10-3. So I mean, you just look at over those 3 years, they have done nothing but progress.
And I would say if you look at what he did at Memphis, he was able to develop talent to be a consistent winner. And I
well, he did, but I also
look
look at Memphis. He followed Justin Fuente, who went to Virginia Tech, but he was really good at Memphis.
Yeah.
And Norvell just took him, and I think he made him better.
So more importantly, at what point in this season, how many losses does Florida State get, and you just hang your head and you're just back to where you were last year?
He's got them at 11-1.
I think if they lose 2 regular season games,
Who's their one?
I got them getting beat by Clemson at Clemson.
But they open with LSU.
That's what I was going to say. They open with LSU.
They're losing to LSU.
I'm going to tell you what.
They beat LSU last year. Like I don't get it.
LSU's the team of the West, man. LSU's going to beat Alabama.
LSU was the team of the West last year.
You heard
the
it.
SEC West.
And you got another year under whatever Kelly's
Did
belt.
y'all not see that LSU got in a massive brawl yesterday?
That's because they want it.
No. They're like LSU's going to get beat by
They got them dudes.
And they made it
They
out
got
like,
them dudes over there.
like other teams don't fight.
You said they're going to
That's
get beat
part
by
of
what?
football.
Florida State's going to beat LSU.
Well, I beat you up the other day, and here we are. We're good.
We're just literally just making stuff
But that's
up.
part of that's when you have intense practices. That's part of it. I mean, if
They're not doing that in Florida State.
I mean,
They soft down there in Tallahassee.
It's just I'm telling you, like they beat them last year. If you go back and look at Brian Kelly's track record playing at Florida State and against Mike Norvell, like it's not great. I mean, I think that
Can you enlighten us on that since you know that?
oh my
How many
Yeah.
games have they played?
well, Brian Kelly has been at Notre Dame since 2008. I don't even know the year, but he's played Florida State I think 3 times. They got beat in 2014.
Well, when he was at Notre Dame, he had inferior roster.
Well, I mean, I get that, but I mean,
But what's his
looking at
record versus
looking at
Brown?
last year when they
Played
played
one
2 years ago, right? Notre Dame had a way better roster than Florida State did, and Florida State got beat by 3 points. So I mean, I think look at last year. LSU still had an overall better roster than Florida State. LSU had more guys drafted off that team than Florida State did.
But it was
Florida
also
State
his
still beat
first
them
year.
first
So when is that coming? What's the date on that?
I think it's the 3rd or 4th.
I'm excited. It's going to be fun.
I am too.
Yeah, they're not. I mean,
That's enough FSU talk.
Yeah.
well, he asked the question.
I know.
So my next-
that's not directed at
Before-
you. That's really directed at
Hey, don't
him.
put your hands
Yeah,
on me.
we're gonna take
Sorry about that.
we're gonna take a break in a couple of minutes. But what are your guys' overall thoughts on these teams that are seeking realignment, like and looking for another conference or whatever? What do
I
you?
mean, that's the way college football is going, and these people have to be at the forefront. They got to take care of their university, and football pays the bills. So if they're going to do things that make football better for their university and improve the flow of money to the rest of the sports, why not do it?
I get that, but I, also,
how's it going to affect the playoff though?
I don't think it will.
I mean,
I mean,
they're just
they're
gonna
gonna
pick
take
It's
the-
going to be the top 12, like regardless. I think.
I mean, but there's your top 6 was supposed to be your Big 12 conferences. And those
still will
conferences
be, I
are going to
think,
look completely different.
But now
But
I
it'll
did
still
see
be that. It'll
I
still be
did
the
see
conference champs.
I did see a coach, the guy from Missouri. What's his
Yeah, Dirkwitz, whatever his name is. Yeah.
Drinkowitz. He made a comment that all this stuff, football is going to be fine. All this realignment, but with or without realignment, football is going to be fine. But all the other sports and all the other, like when these athletes are, having to travel cross country for
There was
interconference
Yeah, there was
matchups, it's gonna put them in a bind because a lot of these people are riding buses or commercial airlines, and it just puts a whole new hurdle out there for people.
Was it going to give a better chance for the smaller like the AAU or the was it the Atlantic? Or American
the
something? AAC.
Yeah.
Like give better chances for those conferences to make the playoffs?
Probably
You think?
not.
I don't think so.
No.
I think you're just going to get the top 12.
Yeah.
But it's like that girl. There's a softball player from Oregon that came out and said, I guess she's from either like Northern California or something. And she said, I wanted to go to a school where my parents could come watch me, all that. And then Oregon's moving to the Big Ten. I saw yesterday Oregon to Rutgers, who is in the same conference.
Oh, that's New Jersey.
2,474 miles.
Now,
That's tough.
Like,
tell
that's
me this though,
ridiculous.
like if you're big Georgia Southern fans, and let's say Georgia Southern loses one game, wins their conference, are you in the playoffs?
No.
So to win, you have to win those conferences outright, no losses. Then do you make the playoffs?
It would almost be like
still not.
I don't know. I think it would be like, think about like Central Florida. Was it 2017 year? That's before Central Florida like really blew up. That's like when Scott Frost was still there. If they were undefeated in the 12-team playoff, do they make the playoffs? Like they'd probably get in as the 11th seed. I don't know. I think
maybe
Central
because I think
Florida's
they were
bigger than
5 or
Georgia
6.
Southern.
Yeah,
But
but the creation of these super conferences, I think, is just going to block out any of these smaller.
I think you're going to see 4 mega conferences. Like I think you're going to see the Big Ten. I think you're going to see the SEC. I think you're going to see the Big 12, and then I think you're going to see whoever else is left is going to be in one conference.
That was a big move by the Big 12 to get.
Pac-12's changing a lot too.
There's only 4 teams left.
They're about to be shut down.
It's Washington State, Oregon State.
I thought some of the
Cal,
teams
and
were
Stanford.
going to the Pac-12.
No.
Yeah, and the ACC just reached out to Stanford and Cal like yesterday.
Could you imagine a West Coast team being in the ACC?
It's ridiculous.
Crazy.
It's ridiculous. But that's where we're at.
All right, guys. Before we take a commercial break, let's see who our Brian Subs winner is this week. We took the summer off. I random drew it already. We took the summer off, and man, the people responded when we came back. They were hungry for a Brian Subs.
This was the best fan participation we've had in the entire show.
For sure. So our winner this week, I just saw it, is Mr. TJ Schuler. TJ Schuler.
Nice.
TJ.
It's my Can-Am guy.
TJ is the winner of the Brian Sub this week. TJ, you can go buy Brian Subs and get a free half sub courtesy of Brad Meeks and the gang over there. Tell them the Big Ugly Sports team sent you.
Good fella. West Lawrence Wrestling supporter.
Gets his haircut down there at the barber shop with Steve and Chuck.
At the Bobby Shop. All right, real quick, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a break. We'll come back to you after break. We're going to talk a little baseball when we get back, but let's hear from our sponsors. For all of your commercial and residential real estate, as well as property management needs, give Premier Properties of Dublin a call at 478-274-1606. Their customer service is unmatched, and I can personally guarantee that they will work with you to get you the deal that you want. Again, that's Premier Properties at 478-274-1606.
This is Brad Meeks, owner of Brian's Giant Subs. Thanks for listening to the Big Ugly Sports Podcast. Come see us today to grab your favorite sub, 1632 Veterans Boulevard in the Oaks Shopping Center, Dublin, Georgia.
Are you tired of overpaying for your cable? Do you feel like you're not getting your money's worth? I've got just the solution for you. J2 Streaming Services. With over 9,000 live channels and packages starting at $15 a month. Visit www.j2streaming.com.
Bank of Dudley is proud to sponsor the Big Ugly Sports Show. Wherever you're listening to your favorite sports show, you can also be banking with your favorite bank. Bank of Dudley offers mobile and online banking platforms to make managing your money easy. Get on that Bank of Dudley bus. Bank of Dudley since 1905. Member FDIC.
Big Peach Car Wash, located across from Walmart on Highway 80. They will be breaking ground soon. Make sure for all your car washing and vehicle needs to stop by Big Peach Car Wash, located across from Walmart on Highway 80. Blackshear Beverage with 2 locations located in the Cordele area on Highway 280 and Georgia 300. For all your beverage needs, be sure to stop by Blackshear Beverage. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Big Ugly Sports Show brought to you by Premier Properties. This is the Bus Team, Raji, Hight, Chill, and Law sitting right here. We are here for segment 2 of the day, and we're going to start it off. And we hit on this last week, and I know Raji's not going to have a whole lot to say on this conversation, but maybe he can chime in. And we hit on it a little bit last week, but I want to know, as Braves fans, we're in baseball season right now, and just had the Hall of Fame and enshrinement ceremony. I think it was this past weekend.
Week class too.
Yeah. So the question I pose for you guys is, and we'll start with you, Adam. Who do you think is more deserving as a Brave to be in the Hall of Fame? While we feel like both Andrew and Dale should be, if only one could get in, who you rolling with?
Well, first, I just want to say thanks to Jay Bridges for submitting this question.
Breezy.
Yep. Long-time listener,
That
loyal listener.
big bullish Herbert.
Yeah. He sent it in group text the other day, but man, it's a really, really tough choice.
Not so tough.
Quit drinking your drink.
I'm going to say,
Take another sip, Law.
I hope you go the opposite way of me here.
well, tell me who you were saying. And I'll take
I'm
the other side.
going to go off on you.
Yeah. Who are you going with, Hight?
I don't know, man. Like
Go here, Law.
you got 2 MVPs on one side, but you got 10 consecutive Gold Gloves on the other.
It's Dale Murphy.
I think you need to roll with Andrew.
I'll go with Andrew.
It's Dale Murphy by far.
Okay,
But you got to defend.
Like,
Drew.
I'll
not
go with
even
Andrew.
close.
I'll go with Andrew.
Tell us why it ain't close, Law.
Dale Murphy is uncontested best hitter of the 1980s.
Okay, well, Andrew didn't play in the 80s, but go ahead.
Well, I understand. Well, nobody played with Babe Ruth either.
Other people
So
did.
you want to compare hitters to people that played back in the
Look how easy it is to get him off track. Look how easy it is.
No, because your argument's stupid.
Okay.
It's just ignorant.
You are dumb. You are dumb.
My
You are
bad.
dumb.
Andrew didn't play in the 80s. What?
He's not
I
the
would
best.
tell us
Hey,
why.
Dale Murphy didn't play in the 90s. Dale Murphy didn't
sure he
play
did.
in the 2000s.
Yeah, sure he did. Played in the 90s.
He played like 3 seasons in the 90s.
What did he play?
Hey, tell us why is he deserving? Blah. Tell us, other than that,
By far, best hitter of the 1980s. From 1981 to 1990, best hitter. Best hitter. By
Can you
far.
give me some statistics other than this is just your word of
All
honor?
right. Led the Major League Baseball in home runs in the entire 1980s. He led the Major League Baseball.
I didn't know
the
that.
Major League Baseball in home runs and RBIs. He's got 2
MVPs.
MVPs. He is the only. Hold on, let me look at what I wrote down.
but did his homework. Son.
One of only 2 players with at least 300 home runs during the 1980s. Name the other one. He's in and first vote got in the Hall of Fame.
That did what now? Say it again.
He's one of only 2 players with at least 300 home runs in the 1980s. By the way, which was a pitching era. Not very many good hitters.
That's a great trivia question, by the way.
Not very many good hitters in the 1980s.
Who's the other one, Law?
Mike Smith.
Mike Smith.
I wouldn't guess that.
I mean, if
wouldn't
Mike
be.
Smith gets in the first, and this guy, Dale Murphy is.
Do you know what hurts Dale Murphy? Same thing that hurts Andrew Jones. Toward the end of their career,
He had a
They both taper
he did.
off.
He did. His last 2 years, but Andrew just stopped playing. Andrew didn't taper off. He just quit
no,
playing.
well, you can tell. Like
he
whenever
played
he's,
like 10 years and was done.
no,
He went to the Yankees for a little bit.
he went to the Yankees. He was with the Dodgers. He bounced around a little bit, and it was bad. Like
Well, what I'm
Started
saying
feeling
is
bad for him.
he played 10 years. He was good, and then no good. Or I mean, you just
So
didn't,
why
you
would you
didn't
say?
hear from it. To
Why
me,
would you say Andrew?
well,
defensively, he's better than Dale Murphy.
He's
But you don't know
the
too
best defensive player of his era
center
in his
fielder.
prime.
I believe he's possibly one of the best center fielders to ever play the game.
And he's 10 consecutive Gold Gloves.
Right.
He's a lifetime 256 hitter, I think. I looked it up. Harmon Killebrew. I don't know if you guys know who Harmon Killebrew is. Hall of Famer. Ozzie Smith, Hall of Famer. Both of those guys.
Defensive.
Harmon Killebrew. Harmon Killebrew's got 500 something home runs. Andrew Jones doesn't. Okay, but he hit 264, 265. I think Andrew Jones hit 256. I mean, to me that's an insignificant difference to not have a guy in the Hall of Fame who was the best center fielder of a decade.
I think the problem that both of them fall into is and if you look at their stats side by side together, their career stats side by side, they're not much different. But when you start comparing eras, Dale Murphy was 1980s baseball.
Well,
he was baseball.
Yeah. But you look at somebody like Sandy Koufax, retired when he's 30 years old.
Right.
Okay. First ballot Hall of Famer.
Right.
So my argument would be, all right, you look at these guys, you take the best 10 or 12 year stretch of their career, are they eligible for the Hall of Fame? The answer is yeah. So why would you negate that with the back end when these guys are older in their mid to late 30s playing ball? Why take it away?
Do both of you think, and do we see both of them get in?
Got to be. Fred McGriff's in the Hall of Fame, and I never would have thought that he's a Hall of Fame guy.
Now, how long? When does
here's
Dale's
your-
expire?
here's
Like,
your-
how long? Don't you only? have
He's
so many-
already on the Players Committee or the Veterans Committee or whatever it is. They have to.
I don't think he's on the ballot. I don't think he can be back on the ballot
No.
again. But here's another stat.
So he's
Now-
not getting in then.
No.
And on Murphy, it was at
unless
the
the
bottom of
veterans
my
put him
list.
in.
I should have put it up at the top. But only in his 1983 MVP season, he is the only player that ever batted for over 300, 30 home runs, 120 RBIs, 130 runs, 90 walks, and 30 stolen bases in a season. He's the only player
Stout season.
ever to do that.
You know what, Law? I'm proud, man. Hey,
Look at
I'm
that. I
proud
told you,
of
if you just give me
Yeah,
prior
because I
notice,
mean,
proper
normally you
prior
come in
notice.
here and fire out facts and swear by them, and they're not true sometimes. But this one,
This face.
I
big-
believe you. I believe you on these.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what. Dale Murphy is one of the main reasons why I like the Braves. And just growing up, and my dad was we didn't have cable, so you kind of adjust antennas and stuff to watch Braves games, and they may come in some days and may not come in others. But I just remember
Dale.
that Dale Murphy and Bob Horner were two of my favorite of all time Braves. I like Bob Horner because he was a get after it guy. He would dive in a dugout, take himself out for the rest of the season.
He hit 4 home runs in a game one time.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we'll see Andrew.
Andrew was,
And that's back when the Braves weren't very good, but those guys and a couple other players on those teams made them good. Though.
Thanks for chiming in, Raj.
He's got nothing on this, but that takes us right on into where we need to go next.
Ooh.
Another Raji special.
Did we make this?
5:30 in the
same
morning
one?
on the bus we ride. Give me your ears for Hight's high five.
Anytime somebody asks me when the podcast is, I start singing.
Do you?
Hot side, 5:30 in the morning on the bus we ride, and then they look at me like, "What are you talking about?"
So this is Hight. That's Hight's high five. This is a segment we're doing here.
You told me we
again,
weren't
brought to you
doing
by
that.
Raji. He said he had one, so here we
Yeah,
are.
so I got one up last night. In honor of the first day back at school.
Typical of you though. You think about something like the night before and then bring it.
After we've already said no, we're not gonna do one. Yeah, I got one.
Yeah,
Hey, but I love Hight. It's
Hey, I locked it in.
that's fair.
So anyway, in honor of first day back to school, all of us
All
being
right.
teachers, I came up with 5 best things about being a teacher. All right, and now remember, this is
This is his list, Raji.
Okay, so this is just my list, but I would love to hear any
Raji,
comments, critiques,
Raji,
criticism.
We would
Please.
immediately say that's a crap list.
But don't.
That is terrible.
We
That
can
is
give
horrible.
it, we can give feedback, but we can't question yours because it's yours.
You're welcome to question. Duly noted. You're welcome to question it. And as a matter of fact, I would ask you after I give each one. I'd love to hear some feedback.
Okay. Top 5 things
Top 5 things
about teaching.
Number 5, being the smartest person in the room. See, and now some of you have never experienced that before. So, and so with some of the classes that's allowed you to enjoy. That's allowed some of us to enjoy that. They have never enjoyed that before.
But my thing to you, Hyde, about that is, that's everywhere. That's not like just a school thing for you, though, is it?
Well, I think
I've seen
he's all knowing.
I've seen him.
Dude's literally vision off of Avengers. He knows everything.
I got it taken care of.
Hey, back in the day, him and Pat Jordan used to spat over. Literally, they'd argue about who was smarter, like a legit argument about who was smarter.
It all started out as a joke. It all started out as a joke, but then things started. Like we started taking.
And then y'all
personal
really
shots
thought
at
that
each
y'all were
other.
smarter than each
And
other.
then we both get mad.
Yeah,
and everybody feel awkward.
It would always start with who's smarter, and then normally he's gotten a lot better right here. But normally this guy was going for the jugular, like
He has been
like
known.
the
it's like the viral
third
video
comment.
with the Wicked Witch of the East. It's Wicked Witch of the East, bruh.
I don't know what that is.
You ain't seen
But
that
I
viral
like
video?
Hey, and what we should have been remembering is that Jay Bridges don't know the Pledge of Allegiance. Like we should have just got on him instead of stop worried about each other.
All right, what's number 4?
Okay.
5's good though. That's a good start.
Number 4, and Mr. Garnto really put this one in danger by cranking that price up to $5 a lunch. But I went with number 4, lunchroom food.
It's not at 5.
$5 a lunch.
It's up this year.
No,
Yeah.
it's $3.
No, it was 4 last year.
It's $5.
When did that come
In
out?
Good God.
They didn't tell us that.
Y'all didn't pay attention in the.
They didn't give.
They didn't get that.
Maybe it's 5 for
Well,
y'all.
we covered that down there at the middle school,
we didn't get
and
that.
then I checked.
they
messaged
didn't
some
cover it for
people.
a reason. There's gonna be some.
Hey, that's
there's
a
gonna be
change.
some
That's a
upset
game.
fellas
Listen,
in that
no,
lunchroom.
That's not true. I grilled yesterday chicken and pork chops.
He's
I got
in
my
food
lunch for the
prepping.
entire week.
I shred.
he's been
I don't need to have any more like LR on my.
That's a
on my
game.
bill. I don't know where that money went.
That is a game changer.
$5 is an absolute game changer.
They thought I didn't go in
We
there
need to
much
share
last
it.
year.
I don't know if we've shared this with everybody.
I think we have. We've
about
talked
the LR.
About the LR, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
we
we
probably
should.
didn't.
Hey, but
Okay.
shout out to Karen and Carla though.
So anyway,
Yeah,
and then I
shout
just
out- shout out Line 3, boy.
whenever you're getting, just a pile of chicken tenders and some crinkle cut fries, just loaded up,
Oh God, yeah.
and some of that chicken ranch sauce they got in there, homemade.
Yes.
Son.
It is good. I mean, to me, it's good.
It is.
Number 3.
Number 3. Here we go. Number 3. Getting off at 3:45. For you,
Well,
that's gonna be nice for you.
I don't-
I know you got a coach.
I don't.
You got a coach, and you probably may still get off at 3:45 even if you got a coach. But no, well, in the off season,
2 state titles says I don't.
in
I mean,
hey,
that's on me.
that is on us. And
Y'all almost as good as Thompson.
all right,
number
so 3:45 off. All right. Number 2, the holidays and summer break. Right. So everybody enjoys. You don't.
No, with wrestling and volleyball, I don't. I mean, well,
Yeah, but you
I
still
still get a
enjoy it.
little break.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I mean, you're not.
But I'm still up
all
here
the
almost
time.
every
Yeah,
day.
I know. And we've all been through that.
Get Mondays and Fridays.
But you get a break. Yeah, we know what you're
But
talking
you
about.
get a break. You
Yeah.
get,
He enjoys
and this one, some of y'all are gonna say this.
I'm
is
glad
cliche.
y'all tell me what I like and what I enjoy.
Well, you're
I love
wearing
it, especially
look at
with
that shirt.
Chuck.
You don't know anything.
Especially when Chuck does it. I love it.
You're welcome.
And number one, and this one's y'all gonna say it's cheesy, but it's real. It's true. Like anyway.
Can I guess? Can I guess?
What is it?
Just making an impact on the youth.
Yes.
Just
Making
Oh, God.
That's almost
Yeah,
word
that's
for
what
word.
you did.
That's
I
word
had
for
to.
word.
Listen, true story.
Oh, my
Is that what it was? Is that
Yeah,
a word for word?
yeah,
it was.
it is.
I just there's
Well,
just something
I
about
wrote
it.
down. I typed up making a
I
lifetime
just
impact
knew
on
growing
students.
up that this is what I wanted to do. I could look at all these youngins. I could say, man, I
That's
want
the
them to be
best
more
one.
like me.
I saw a guy at the gym yesterday.
And he just told me how much I impacted his life, man. Over there at the East Side when I was coaching him, man, he
Yeah,
said,
when I was
Coach,
athletic
I remember
coordinator,
you,
I
man,
got
you changed
everything
my
going.
life.
You sounded like Jonathan Moxon's daddy off of Varsity Blues just then, but
Yeah, it was, man. It's just
I
something
like
did,
how when
man,
Raji impersonates Hight, he puts the bottom row out.
like that's gonna make. First of all, my jaw don't do that, but it's like you think that's gonna make your teeth crooked or something.
It makes me feel like it does.
He's got a under
Yeah.
about when he
I just don't
impersonates
know.
Raji.
What did the kids say to you, Hight? What did the kids tell us? What the kids say?
No, we just chopped it up a little bit, but I've had kids. I've hung out with kids, played golf with guys I coached before, and just spend time with, go to church with them. And I got guys that text me on Father's Day, Happy Father's Day, stuff like that.
Wow.
I'm sure that
Quality.
I know
Quality.
that you're trying to act like you're tough and
That's
don't
good
care
stuff.
about kids.
Oh, now I'm tough.
No, I
I'm
know
tough. I
you're
don't care
not.
about
No, but
kids.
everybody knows you're not.
Yeah,
I mean,
because
you're
hey,
not at all.
it's
You're
'cause we
the
develop
least
relationships.
tough guy at
The
this
kid
table.
over here with the tight breeches and tight shirt now is the new tough guy
I'll
of
tell you
Lawrence
what,
County,
that-
I guess. The tough guy
I tell you
of Lawrence
what,
County.
that
it's
comb
'cause
over going into that mullet, boy, that joint looks good.
That thing, hey, it's a smooth transition.
Hight,
think
it's
it
because
was
we
good,
develop
Hight, looking like a
relationships, and
goblin.
these guys
They don't know
They
anything
don't.
about it.
They don't.
They don't
They
know
don't.
relationships. They don't know anything about it.
They don't. We also never mind.
Don't go.
I don't coach basketball anymore, so I don't really. That's the my guess. But it's time. We'll come back. We'll finish the discussion, but we need to take a quick commercial break.
Yeah,
You're
I was
watching
about to
us.
go off the rails.
Can I take
Check out Hurt on that one, I think.
Can I take us to the break, please?
Go ahead.
We're on TV now. Keep that in mind.
That's on my list.
Let's take a quick commercial break on TV 35. We've got some more show coming on the back end of this. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
You good commercial break?
Kept doing like this.
What? Doing that.
He said, "Just go to the break."
To the
Let's
break.
get-
All right, y'all ready?
Are we breaking? Is that it?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we don't. I'm just gonna
That's
cut it
about
right
it
here.
right
I'm
on.
gonna welcome us back in when y'all ready. We got questions from the audience. And
Hold on, let Hight's red face go away.
God,
his
wow.
steroid
Wow,
red
Adam.
face.
steroids,
Breathe, just
Stop.
breathe,
Stop.
Hight, just breathe.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
You want me to
on
do the two? You want me to do the 2 questions I have, or do you
Chuck,
want me to
on our
pick some
YouTube
from the
episode,
audience,
you
or
can't
do you
cut
have
this
something
stuff
you
out.
No, you go for
Okay.
it.
Just gotta let it ride.
Hey, on our YouTube episode, don't cut this stuff out.
want? Okay. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, leave.
No, you
Okay.
got to leave it.
Well, we name dropped a couple people. I guess that's okay.
Who?
Sap.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
Don't put it.
I don't know.
All right, here we go. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back on TV 35. We are the Big Ugly Sports Show coming in for our final segment here. Again, Raji, Hight, Chill, Law coming at you right here. We sent out last week, and it was mine and Hight's. If you listened to the show last week, mine and Hight's idea.
We really brainstormed that together, didn't we?
to seek out some questions from the audience via social media and see if there would be some people that wanted to submit some questions on Facebook or Instagram or email that they wanted us to discuss. So the first one came from a
Definitely
loyal
my idea. It's definitely my idea, Roger.
Talks.
Is it your idea, Law?
Can
He's
you
muting
can you
me.
mute
He's
him?
gonna mute
please?
I'm about to. Talks and not listen. And this question is actually for him, but this question comes from Tate King, loyal fan of the show. Tate, we appreciate your support.
Some
Used to
say
work with
he's
Tate's
number
mom.
one fan.
I would say he's number one fan, close to it.
I don't know. AJ Mathis.
Yeah, AJ is. All right, Law, this question is for you. And it's actually a good question, and it gives you a chance to kind of, I know you like to do this, so you finna get to do that here, okay?
All right.
I've never seen him do that before.
I've never
How does
seen
it
him down
feel?
here.
Y'all don't hang out with him like I
Just
do.
beat my own drum.
How does it feel?
Beat your own chest.
How does it feel to be the most accomplished Lawhorn in the wrestling realm? Okay,
True.
How long?
How was that before the state title, though?
And more specifically, and Hyde will be able to speak to this too. How long did you spend going through the scenarios for the Jefferson duel that you guys won the state title? He said it was one of the most masterful jobs of coaching and matchups he's ever seen.
Wow.
Very
Wow.
well worded question. Very well. First of all, I feel like I come
First of all,
I feel like I come out of the womb, the better Longhorn at sports.
That goes back to the people of really Lawrence
Sports
County
in general, not just wrestling. Sports in general.
having mixed emotions, mixed feelings about that.
No, the great thing was in wrestling, I had a lot of I like to put Jamie down because I actually placed better than him, but he was my practice partner. Without him, was nothing in wrestling.
Do I see it like a little emotional tear?
No,
in your eye
that's
thinking about
facts.
your brother?
It's facts because when he graduated, now Jamie was a senior when I was a sophomore, so when he graduated, and not knocking on my practice partners after that, I just didn't have a guy that pushed me because I refused to lose to my brother. So practices were like fist fights, almost ended in fist fight every day. Like I remember several times.
But my question is, why didn't you make him better?
Well, I did.
Oh, that was just the best he could do.
He maxed out. Jamie maxed out.
Jamie's worst thing is he sat out a year, and he refused to wrestle 1 year. That year we went to his junior year, he didn't wrestle.
Oh.
So he sat out.
Yeah, that hurt him.
And in wrestling, it hurts, man.
Yeah.
You sit out
We
a year,
know.
everybody else is getting better.
As top-tier wrestling coaches, we know that hurts.
That's right. That's really hurts you.
All right, enough about you as a wrestler. Let's get to the Jefferson scenario.
No, I've kind of
continue to go here, Law.
I feel like I've said it over and over and over and over. I mean, that year we had a great team,
I was about to go too far.
but
Go for it.
that year we had a great team. But I mean, no matter any way you put it, it was like everybody had Jefferson. I mean, they were returning 5 state champs. I mean, in the weight classes.
The preseason predictions, everybody had Jefferson.
Oh yeah, 54-13 is how they had us beat in a duel. 54-13. That means we're only winning 2, maybe 3 matches,
And it was
14 person duel.
I mean, that's a beatdown.
And we come back and ended up beating them.
And I can attest to this. We were in the classroom months before.
Yeah.
And he.
I showed him on the board.
I getting some credit for
Hyde is 100% taking credit
No,
for this.
I had it wrote on the board. Did I not? I pulled you in there and I was like, this is.
May I finish, please?
Yeah.
We were in here, and he went down the list. He's like, "Hi, we're going to beat them." You know, this nobody, and I think too, some of the kids on the team didn't necessarily believe that they could do it.
It did that
until Mitch
without
presented
Jeff
it to
Shepard. I'll give props to Jeff Shepard. Without Jeff Shepard that year, I mean, it would have darn near been impossible. But Jeff said, you need to show them that. He said, because I've already heard 3 or 4 of the boys, it's impossible. I even believe Chase said, we can't beat Jefferson. And after practice, I had got off the bus route and I come down here and I put it back on the board again. I had left it up for like 2 weeks. Even during my class, all my classes had seen it up there on the whiteboard. So, and this is my old room. So Jeff said, you got it pulled back up? I was like, yeah, it's in there. I said, send them down. And they come there and sat down for about 30 minutes. I explained it to them. I was like, this is how we win. I said, we need some things to go our way, but this is how we beat them. I said, and not only do we beat them, we should, if everybody does what they're supposed to, we'll beat them by 2 matches. And one of the things did not go our way. One of the boys we expected to win didn't win his match. And so we were worried after that because it was one of the earlier matches too. But
we got that W.
Some of them freshmen stepped up, brother. JT Bowers.
It was fantastic to watch.
Congrats,
JT Bowers stepped up and didn't get pinned.
Loyal listener to the show.
Wholeheartedly
JT,
thought he was getting stuck. And
yeah, he battled.
JT wore his Big Ugly Sports shirt to open house, by the way.
it is state champ. JT is what y'all can call him.
Okay, I'll start calling him that. All right, another question from the audience is from Josh Cruz.
I like it.
Loyal fan of the show, and
boy, them Cruz Brothers barbecue. If y'all ever
and Bank of Dudley worker. So he shot us and just wanted to know. And Raji, you can weigh in on this to start with. How do you guys feel about participation trophies? And as dads of especially little boys that have played, they're getting participation trophies. How do you feel about it? And at what age should it? I'm adding to his question. What age should you no longer get those?
I mean, I think once it starts to be competitive, for example, like with Dudley Little League, I know like your son was the best one in Dudley Little League this year. Allegedly, according to you.
Nope, I have never said that. No one has ever said that.
But when it starts to become competitive, like I get like if they're playing T-ball.
When is that? When you're keeping score? At what league is that?
I think
that after T-ball.
It's the 7 and 8.
Yeah, I think once you get to that, there's no more participation.
But even then, though, I mean, even with Dudley Little League, I mean, if you win, there's no reward. I've said something to Locke and them about it in Dudley Little League. There's no reward to the winning team. Like the winning coach don't get to be the All-Star coach unless they pick him to be the All-Star.
Sounds like you were on a winning team and should have been All-Star coach. And
No,
won.
Little sour
we
grapes this morning.
No,
Little sour
we
grapes.
never won. We never won the league. And Peyton was on the All-Star team 2 or 3 times but before he quit playing baseball. But there should be a reward, something to
For the
achieve.
coaches or for the player? The players don't get trophies?
For the team.
They don't
It's
get
a
a trophy?
team sport. It should be an achievement for the team.
And they don't get a trophy if they win?
What? Your team buys the trophy. Dudley Little League don't buy
Okay,
it.
that's what I'm asking.
Well, but regardless, like it's even like the NBA, right? Like I know I'm kind of going from one extreme to the other.
okay.
But look at the NBA, right?
Yeah, 6-year-olds to
Yeah, but think about it. There's I think 30 teams in the NBA, right? Okay, so there's 15 on each side. You've got now these play-in games where you got teams that are a 12 seed or whatever it is that has a
got
chance.
a top 10 that are playing in.
That has a chance to make the playoffs. Like you're rewarded mediocrity.
even below mediocre.
Exactly.
And everybody wonders why the kids want to go do the travel ball. Why they want to do AAU basketball.
so-
because there's a reward at the end of it. There's something to work up to achieve. And even like USA Wrestling. They have a state championship that you work up to win and place in state and get medals at these things.
So do you think that is also plays in even to college football, expanding the playoffs? Is that
Well, that's all
rewarding
about
mediocrity?
money. That's just all about money.
Yeah,
yeah.
but I think.
But as far as
participation trophies suck.
to your question, Chuck, I agree with Raji here. Coach pitch with the T, like 5-6-year-old. That's the last, and that's the way we've done it with the teams that my kids have been on. You had fun, you paid attention, you showed up.
You still have a party.
Here's a little pizza. Here's a little trophy, whatever. The next year, the 7-8-year-old league, when they actually turn the scoreboard on, if you don't get first, like we were, I don't know, 4th maybe,
Got nothing.
and nothing. And that's what I now.
I mean, team cookouts.
And it's a much. You still have an end of the year party. You still have a cookout.
Just no
But
award.
I'm not giving out an award. You're the MVP
and
of
that's
a
what
sucky team.
that's something I don't agree with travel ball. You brought up, Mitch. They're having these tournaments, and if you win, you get a ring. Okay. First, I think it's ridiculous that they're giving out rings, but it's just in place of a trophy. Okay, but they're called.
It makes
summer
the ring.
The Summer Nationals tournament that were here like 3 weeks ago at Southern Pines.
That 4 teams will be in your age group.
There were the team, the legacy 7-8-year-old team or whatever played 4 or 5 games.
Yeah,
And they're Summer National champions, and then second place got a ring too. Like
Rewarding mediocrity.
yeah. I don't get it.
All right,
So,
Ian,
I'm not a fan
I'm against-
of it. I
I'm
do
against
believe that you want to encourage the kids to play. So even on a losing team, you would do some type of fun activity at the end. But I'm not giving them. I have a problem in high school. I'm gonna have a banquet and give awards for 10th in state. No, we're competing. I'm not rewarding mediocrity.
yeah, I've had parents ask for when I coach little kid wrestling. Where's my son's medal? Well, your son lost all his matches. He's not getting anything.
Right.
all right, let's. We're going to end it here. We only got a couple of minutes left. We're going to rank blindly, like we have been the last few shows. I've got 5 video games here that each of you have to rank blindly without knowing what the next video game coming is. Okay, I got a good one coming out the gate.
Drop me some bread.
Got a good one coming out the gate. So the first one, 1 through 5, rank it. Call of Duty, and it can be just a Call of Duty game in general. Roger, where you at?
I hope you got some older generation
Hey,
games.
sit
on
tight,
that
sit
for me.
tight, sit tight.
Well, I'm going to say the Modern Warfare 2 from 2009. Like that's what I'm
Can
going
you just
with.
say the franchise?
That's the brand.
They're just one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if Madden's on this list,
That ain't been Call of Duty. Man.
okay, Call of Duty 1.
It's not been Call of Duty.
I'm gonna go 2 because I love some Call of Duty too.
It's my 4. I'm an older generation guy, and I play a lot of sports.
I
I'm gonna
lived
tell
it.
you what.
I was in the
real
Marines.
quick,
I lived it. It's not a game.
No, just real
Back
Don't
on
do
quick.
that real quick. Long story short.
I don't.
Short story long.
I have trouble with the
Dexterity?
maneuvering my guy around, and for some reason he'll always be looking at the ground, and I can't never see what's going on. I
Get
just
smoked.
always hated that.
I don't know, can I ask a question here? What if they came out with like the new Call of Duty and like the new like command? You know, they always have the commander in the campaign mode, and it's Jamie.
Jamie Lawler.
And
Hey, go get the
he's
toilet
throwing-
paper in
he's
the
throwing
box.
toilet paper bombs.
Go get the toilet paper in
Toilet
the
paper
box.
grenades.
All right,
Meet
second
me at the
game.
checkpoint with the toilet paper.
So we've got 1, 2, 4. All right, second game. We'll go Mario Kart / Super Mario Brothers. Those together.
That's top of the list. And loyal listener Corey Hobbs.
He's gonna love that.
We would play this thing for 8 days straight without sleeping. It was like just pounding Coca-Colas, and it's. I think there's going to be another one on the list that I want.
Probably not. You probably need to lock that in at 1. You probably need to lock in at 1.
I'm going with 2.
Okay.
I'm going with 2.
I mean,
it's definitely top.
I know you don't care, Chuck. First video game I ever played was.
Why'd you say I don't care?
Because I just know how you are. You'll be telling me to wrap it up. And all
Well, I
that
mean,
stuff.
we're at 45 minutes, but yeah. Can you wrap this
I
up?
got to go 1. I got to go 1.
Okay.
I never really got into Super Mario Brothers, so I'm going 4.
Okay.
That's an age
slap in the
thing.
face. Yeah.
That's an age thing.
All right, next, The Legend of Zelda.
All right, 5.
5.
I never cared.
See, I knew this would be up.
Never cared for Legend of Zelda.
See,
Y'all got to keep up with your own list. It's hard for me to keep.
I'm going 3 because I'm still waiting for 1. And if it ain't on the thing, I'm gonna be pissed.
I was.
I mean,
Everybody not gonna be-
I can't get over like what is it? An elf? Like it's a Keebler elf?
So
running
good.
around with a bow and arrow or something?
Legend of Zelda was we used to play that at Corey Hobbs too. He had a big screen TV.
Mediocre.
The little bitty Zelda would look like a giant size Zelda on the big screen.
All right, next, and this is probably going to be. This will be after or before Raji too. But Halo.
Oh,
Halo's a good one.
That'd be 3 for me.
This would have been my
that
buddy
was a
Jelly's
big-
number 1.
See, it goes with the other game.
Yeah.
I was horrible at this. Well, I remember playing it on the computer in the Marines. But like on base, you had to go get on a computer to play.
If you put
This-
NCAA on,
This is this is
you did.
I don't know.
this is
Where you put?
well, this is
It's
I'm
my
going to
5,
story here
'cause I only
When
got a
was
5 and a 1
When I was
left.
in
That's my
9th
5.
grade, we had a computer class
go
where
4.
you had like modules set up. You had to complete modules. Well, our coach, we had one of our coaches was a computer teacher. Dude had Halo downloaded on all computers. So he'd be like, all right, y'all work on modules for about 15 minutes and we get on and just start gaming.
Okay.
We would.
That was it.
And fired today.
I'm going-
in
yes,
the
you would.
Marines, so you go into the computer room, you had to check you in and whatever, and there was the computers were packed because all these clowns were playing freaking Halo.
It was like
it
a
just
cult.
pissed me off because I want to get on there and check my email or send out.
You want to get on AOL Messenger, dude?
Not just you got mail.
All right, what you got left?
I'm putting him at 3.
Putting him at 3. So you got a what left?
I got 2.
2 left.
I got slot 3 is available. For
What?
Okay.
Number 1, whatever's left. is
Okay,
number
the
for
fifth
me.
one, and I think you're going to be. You probably didn't play it, but you'll be pleased. I had GTA, Grand Theft Auto, as
That's a solid 2. Solid 2.
That's
So are you good with
okay.
I think that's
I'm
probably
okay
the
with
best list
that
that
being 3
anybody's
for
ever
me.
made.
I'm okay with that being 3.
So who had the best list?
I did
Let's just-
play it.
Let's just who had the best list there. You think Raji did?
I don't think it should be mine.
Because
I had
Raji had the
Mario,
worst dessert list.
Call of Duty, the one you just said,
Grand Theft Auto.
Corey, if
Then
you're
I had
listening, I need
Zelda.
you to call in right now that he didn't
Zelda
put
was fine.
Contra.
Mario Kart. No.
No,
That he didn't put Contra on the
Halo.
list.
Halo,
really
yeah.
upsets me.
Can't put
Contra-
what?
That you didn't
Listen.
put Contra on the list.
not hardly anybody. They don't even know what Contra is.
I don't know what that is.
That's like that's
It's
an
the
Atari
predecessor.
game.
It's
Is that Atari?
No, it was on Nintendo. You stupid idiot.
I played Tecmo Bowl on the computer.
Up, down, left, right. A B A B. I mean,
Now,
if you know that
Tecmo
code,
Bowl was a good one.
Yeah.
Tecmo Bowl. Corey, he just let classics. So.
That was-
Well, I mean, I had to
that
narrow
was
it down
fun.
to 5.
No Madden.
Well, I knew
he
his
took some
family would be
obvious.
You put Zelda on there, not
Madden would be
Madden.
my one.
Okay, bring us home, Hight.
Yeah. Be sure to check us out on social media. Big Ugly on Big Ugly Sports on Facebook and Instagram.
Oh yeah, just continue to listen to us. Give us a 5-star review and a subscription.
Again, 6 a.m. Saturday, 12 o'clock noon on TV 35. We are excited. We are the Big Ugly Sports Show, brought to you by Premier Properties, making our debut on
always causing problems
on TV 35.
What a maiden voyage on TV 35.
I feel like too now. I mean, we
Thank
need to
you,
reach
Mr.
out to
Deal.
Friendly Gus. At least like
Keep sending in those questions.
Yeah, continue to send in questions from the audience. Make sure you're subscribing wherever you're listening. Hey, whatever you're doing today,
Get up on that bus.
Yeah, I'm back. They call me Big Raji, yeah, but sometimes when they cut, they call me Bevo Lottie. We stay with the facts that you know we gon' discuss. Fussing or fighting, yeah, we get up on that bus. Yeah.